Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. I had such a cool experience at work, I had to share it with you. As you know, I work in a local hardware store and we have a lumber section. And so I had a gentleman come in, and this is such a cool story, and he was looking for a sheet of plywood. And he was looking for pressure treated wood. And so I, like, what are you doing with it? And so he says, well, uh, I'm putting it in the bed of my truck. And he wanted pressure treated, so I assumed that had something to do with it was going to be out to the elements, so it could handle the wet or the snow. And then I talked a little more, and I realized it has a topper. I'm like, well, you don't want pressure treated because that you have a topper on your pickup truck, so you don't need, it can just be nice wood. And so we got to talking, and he just didn't want to tell me, but he was building a bed in the back of his pickup truck. And he was kind of embarrassed to say that he was building a bed in the back, or at least that's how I took it. He was, and I just started kind of laughing, and I said, I live in a van. I have lived in a van for over a year, and he was like, oh, okay. And so he showed me his plans, and he's just going to build a platform in the back of his pickup truck, and then him and his girlfriend can sleep in there when they go skiing or something, and then put their skis underneath, and so I was talking about kind of what I did. And we were looking at he had his dimensions, and I said, I asked, so do you and your girlfriend kind of sleep close, or do you not, or do you need lots of space? And he's like, no, we sleep kind of close. We don't need lots of space. And I'm like, so we looked at the thing, and we kind of talked to him. I was like, well, what if you did this? What if you made a little smaller bed, and you'd have room for storage and feet, and you could put a closet up here, and you could have a little table. And he was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. I never thought about that. And so we looked at the drawing, and I was like, from here, and you could put your legs under the table, and then here's a table you could cook on if you needed to. And he's like, well, we really only want to use it to go, to go skiing and stuff. And I said, oh, that's great. You can hang your clothes in a clothes hanger in the back. I said, but what happens if you need a place to sleep for a week? What if you want to go on a trip and you don't want to stay in hotels? I mean, think about it. This could be more than just one thing. You could have a little home here. And he was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And he's like, and I was talking about cooking. He's like, yeah, forget the cooking. I could make a wet bar over here beside the bed. And I just started laughing. I'm like, yeah, sure, you can make a wet bar. And so he got his wheels got turning. So he went and cut his plywood to the right size. And, I told him about the channel and about the build I did with the Sprinter and with this one. And for any advice or like any videos to help him build and stuff if you wanted some tips or something. And it was a really cool interaction, and he was just like this guy didn't want to live in a van. He lived in an apartment, but he like opened his eyes to say, wow, like how nice would it be to have that backup or have that ability to just stay somewhere else. And so it was really cool to share that with him, and like open his eyes a little bit to something like just something to sleep in the back of a pickup truck when he goes skiing to, gosh, we could take trips with it, or it could be like if I get out of the apartment and I needed to, I could be in here. And it was really encouraging. I encouraged him about how Noelle is so was definitely not in the van life thing at first, or I never thought she would be, and now she's more gung ho than I am about it, and she loves it, and we both love it. And so he was kind of like encouraged that, oh, maybe my girlfriend might like it too. So it was really cool to share that and kind of spread the minimalist kind of thinking outside the box thing with somebody else. And it was the last cool thing was at the end of it, he said he was just kind of like, hey, so well, thank you so much. This helped me immensely. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy I could help. And he's like, are you allowed to take tips? And no one ever mentioned tips to me. I'm like, sure. And so he gave me $10. And I was just like, wow, blown away. Like, this is so cool. Like, he was just so grateful for me helping him, like, figure stuff out. And it was just like, wow, that is really nice. And it just topped off that whole experience that he was that appreciative. And man, if you're watching, like he said he was going to maybe check him out. If you're watching, I hope it's going well, and hope I see you back in my store, and I'll help you figure it out, help out, figure more out, maybe how to figure that closet out that that I talked about hanging your winter coats in. So you have room, on your bed. It's not messy, but whatever. Everybody, I love to share, and I love to share at work and help people, and it's just a really fun job for me. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.